This week's Parsha begins with Yaakov fleeing from Esav, goes to the land of Haran, works for Lavan for 14 years, marries both Rachel and Leah. As a matter of fact, he also marries Bilhah and Zilpah as well. Has 12 sons, actually only 11 sons. And the Parsha ends off with Yaakov being commanded by God to return to the land of Israel. And what's funny enough is the way that this goes is he is having a payment issue with Lavan. Tells Lavan, I've worked for you for X amount of years, you want to pay me, so how about you pay me in speckled sheep, or you pay me in spotted sheep, or you pay me in striped sheep. He's got a whole long story. And he has a dream. And in the dream he sees the spotted sheep, and he sees the speckled sheep, and he sees the striped sheep. And then, in the middle of the dream, an angel of the Lord appears to him and says, Jacob, is that you? And his answer is, of course it's me. Hineni, I am here. And the angel says, look upon your sheep, look upon everything that you see. I am the God of Bethel, I am the God of the house of the Lord. Referring back to the mountain, which happens in the beginning of this week's Parsha, where you have Jacob's ladder. And he says, I am God, you promised me that you were going to do a lot of things. Now is the time for you to return to your father's house. Now, don't know about you, I've got a lot of questions on this whole part. I'm so confused. You see, starting off, doesn't God know that it's Yaakov? Why is he asking Yaakov? Right? He's in the middle of Jacob's dream. Doesn't have to call him by name. And then there's the next problem where Jacob answers, I'm here. No, duh, it's your dream. And then there's the whole part where God is saying, or the angel in the name of God is saying, look at all your sheep. Duh, he was just looking at them a second ago. And then finally at the very end we can pick out on a term. The angel says, right now leave from Lavan's house and go right now to the land of Israel. Couldn't he have just said, you know what, now it's time, wake up, time to go back to the land of Israel?
My dreams are to grow up, do well in life, have a family, and continue playing music for the rest of my life.
Dinosaurs, dead people, happiness mainly.
Would you say your dreams have changed in the past 2 years?
Yeah, I went from woolly mammoths to dinosaurs, so I shift backwards, if anything.
I think this Parsha is coming to teach us a very basic and powerful lesson. Yaakov growing up has grown up in a completely spiritual environment. He has grown up in Isaac, Yitzchak's house. His mother is Rivka. It doesn't get much more spiritual than that. He lived in a bubble, kind of like us. When we're in school, we live in a bubble. We don't have to deal with the material world. And so we are able to fully develop ourselves to the greatest heights which we can ever attain. However, Yaakov then goes to the house of Lavan, and he works there for 14 years. 14 years in the sickest, most disgusting house, so to speak. He is with Lavan, an idol worshiper, a swindler, not a good guy. And he's got to try to make it that he is not affected by Lavan's evil ways. On the way there, the beginning of the Parsha, he has a dream where he sees the angels going up and down the ladder, and he promises God, he says, God, if I'm able to return to my father's house, B'Shalem, in peace, and in a way you can almost translate it to being whole, complete, the same way that I am now, then I'll be able to follow you. And that's what he prays. He says, God, make it that I can return back to my father's house completely whole, completely spiritually intact.
My dream is to become the next contestant on LeviTV.
Yet now he's living in Lavan's house for 14 years. And what does he dream about now, 14 years later? He's no longer dreaming about angels going up and down. He's completely immersed in physicality, completely immersed in the material world. He's got to make a living. So now he's starting to dream about sheep, and he's starting to dream about speckled sheep and spotted sheep.
I dream about pretty sheep, my llamas, and being sick the next day so I don't have to go to school. Sheep, llamas, sheep. Yeah.
And this is why the angel says, Yaakov, wake up. He says, what? What are you talking about? He says, Hineni, I'm here. I'm the same Yaakov that you've always known. Angel says, really? Look around you. What are you dreaming about tonight? Angels? Spiritual things? No. You're dreaming about a couple of sheep. You're not the same Yaakov who left Yitzchak's house. Now I want you to get up right this very second, because if you're here for another second, I don't know if you're going to become so completely enmeshed that you'll never be able to come out. I need you to get up off your butt this second. And now you're going to go back to your father's house. Return to your roots.
I dream about when I actually can do something normal on LeviTV.
Just because we're doing well in the world, in our physicality and our materiality is great, it's awesome. You got an iPhone, got an iPod, you've got your computer, you've got everything. You have to remember where your source is. Spiritually speaking, you have to keep yourself covered and attached. Either by going to synagogue, by doing something extra, something that brings you back into your true frame. Yaakov had to reattach himself, had to return back to his father's house in order that he does not become completely enmeshed within physicality. I'd like to thank you all for joining us this week. Hope you keep watching LeviTV. Next week it's going to be in New York, so check that out.